What are the top 10 action items for ICD-10 readiness? And we covered things from really preparing your organizational executive team, having that kind of awareness, establishing the governance for ICD-10 readiness, really having a steering committee in place, having the executive sponsorship, and then really developing what the work plan is, doing an assessment, doing a deep dive on a gap analysis, and then identifying what all those issues are that have to be addressed. And one of the things that's often overlooked is in the preparation is really taking a look at all of your systems, the input and the output. Everywhere that an ICD-9 code lives today, we have to prepare for ICD-10. So an inventory of all the systems. That, of course, brings up all the contracts. And that's the one thing that we found in many of the assessments, both in my role at Quadramed as well as with AHIMA, is that doing that inventory can be a real challenge if you don't know where all your contracts are. So really knowing what your vendors are contractually obligated to in terms of timing, ICD-10 encoders, ICD-10 settings within all of the IT infrastructure. So real exciting. And of course the number one thing for all of us is the training. It's the training of the ICD-10 expertise within any organization. So everything from having the coders understanding the detail of ICD-10 to having the medical staff and providers having an awareness of ICD-10. So really going through all those. AHIMA has a top 10 list. Quadramed provides the services for ICD-10 readiness and education. So just really a great opportunity to be here to share that information. Well, we're really starting out with stay the course in terms of any of the talk about ICD-10 delay. And so no one has that answer yet because, of course, HHS and CMS have to do an evaluation of the timeline. But if that does happen, we're continuing to reinforce the importance of continuing to move and not to stop your preparation for ICD-10 because we're going to move forward with ICD-10. And so we really don't want to see any of that momentum lost, the training, the investment, all of the IT infrastructure, just to really continue to move forward with your preparation is the message. And that's the questions that I was getting today. Well, it's an interesting thing because you don't want to start your ICD-10 training if you don't have the foundation. And to be strong in ICD-10, you have to know the anatomy and physiology, pathophysiology, everything related to medical terminology. So it's really having that strength, and that takes time. And the thing that I'm finding with many organizations is if there's not a strong communication plan built into their whole ICD-10 readiness, the coders don't know what's going on. And so it's very important to their future to know where their organization is in terms of the preparation because they want to be successful. And there is a lot of talk about coders leaving the profession or retiring. And the fact of the matter is there are many coders that still want to continue to be strong in ICD-10. So I think it's the whole preparation, the foundation, and then understanding what the approach is for that ICD-10 education. But I think the coders, and of course, for example, I went through the academy that AHIMA has for ICD-10 prep. Very strong foundation that you then can go on and do additional training. So it's kind of the train the trainer approach in many regards. But I think that we're going to have a strong foundation and a good pool of ICD-10 trained individuals.